Sometimes everything feels suspended just before it twists and turns. It neither breaks nor flows. It simply stands in an unknown void. The people around you drift away, their words echoing as if from another dimension. Passions you once relentlessly pursued now leave a bitter taste on your lips. Even the deepest desires that propelled you forward seem to have lost their effect. This state of suspension can be frightening because we are taught that movement, progress, and meaning are equal. However, what you are experiencing is not stagnation or spiritual freezing. It is a sign that the universe is downloading a new operating system for you. According to quantum physics, a particle is in a state of superposition before transitioning to a higher energy state. All potential futures exist simultaneously, and consciousness awaits a decision. Right now, you are that particle. You are at the intersection of infinite timelines, feeling the weight of possibilities. This is not purgatory. This is the cosmic upload screen where the next chapter of life is taking shape in real time. The linear mind struggles to comprehend this and seeks proof, but the quantum universe operates beyond these limitations. What is happening now is the systematic dissolution of the old energetic structure. The vibrational signatures and habits that have kept you in a particular reality for years are beginning to crumble. When the soul decides to ascend, this process occurs not chaotically, but in a systematic order. Old contracts end, old beliefs dissolve. Everything happens in invisible realms before it manifests physically, and the first sensation is experienced as emptiness, the absence of familiar direction and impulses. The mind misinterprets this. You feel lost, as if you are losing control. Yet in reality, everything is fine and is a sign of the potential for rebirth. Throughout history, mystics have called this the sacred pause. All creation passes through darkness before taking shape, and in this process, consciousness reorganizes itself. The frequency of the reality you are now invoking, the strategies and identities that kept you afloat in your old world, are no longer valid. Your task is not to fill this void or cling to old control mechanisms. Instead of immersing yourself in frantic activity, you should breathe, respecting the silence. This silence is not empty. It is filled with quantum intelligence and restructures your being in ways the rational mind cannot comprehend. Neuroscience confirms that periods of mental stillness are necessary for neural restructuring. As you prepare to embrace a higher frequency, your entire nervous system is recalibrated. The brain updates its prediction algorithms, and your cellular structure learns to hold on to the new frequency. This integration process is not negotiable. First comes letting go, then taking. Like the silence before a composer lifts their baton, or the tension before drawing an arrow. This silence is your preparation phase for your quantum leap. Even if you feel life is pulling you back, you are actually accumulating energy that will propel you beyond ordinary possibilities. The quantum field transmits information instantly without a physical medium, and your future self sends messages to your current awareness. This is why you experience moments of absolute clarity and insight. Questions that have been bothering you for months suddenly become clear. These are not coincidences. These are quantum transmissions and signals of the alignment process with your future self. Most people misunderstand this pause and sabotage the process. They panic in the face of stagnation, interpret the void as failure, and try to fill it with old chaotic habits. Resistance only prolongs the process. But those who embrace the silence see it not as a lack of progress, but as evidence of true progress. When you shift this perspective, you accept the strange calm as a sign that your new reality is loading. The space around you is rearranging. You experience unexpected insights and emotional releases. These are not random. Frequency adjustments are aligning you with your future timeline. If you feel displaced here, unsure of your goals, but certain you can't go back, celebrate. Transformation is inevitable. Once you become aware of this pause, you no longer resist. Instead, you flow toward your new reality with sensitivity, confidence, and the pull of destiny. The quantum leap rarely manifests itself with dramatic and explosive signals. It usually begins with subtle and confusing moments where pieces of your life no longer fit together seamlessly. Connections that were once nurturing are now restrictive. Paths that once inspired passion are now meaningless. This is precisely the energy buildup needed for your quantum leap. And once you understand it, you can confidently move from resistance to flow into your next reality. Sometimes even your own inner voice feels like it's not your own, like the whisper of someone you once were but no longer recognize. This feeling stems from your soul accelerating toward a higher vibration, while parts of your identity remain stuck at the old frequency. This dissonance, which quantum physicists call decoherence, indicates that your inner world and external conditions are no longer oscillating in the same rhythm. And when that rhythm breaks, this inner tension becomes inevitable. But it's not a malfunction. It's a sign that your old reality can no longer support your new energetic plane. It's like trying to install advanced software on an old device. It fails not because the system is bad, but because it needs an update. This update is your leap. At this stage, you may notice that even conversations with loved ones begin to lose their meaning. They haven't changed. You have. While you're speaking from a different timeline, they're still using the language of your previous reality. Therefore, you can no longer meet on the same emotional ground. This situation can feel isolating, but in reality, this solitude is a sign that you have successfully separated from the old collective frequency. Spiritually, most people experience their most intense questioning at this stage. Why do I feel like I'm falling apart when I should be ascending? Yet the truth is the opposite. You're not falling apart. You're simply losing alignment with your old timeline. This disharmony is the driving force that will propel you toward the new. It's like standing with one foot behind and one foot forward. And ultimately, you can only choose one direction. Even though leaving the old behind is painful, the direction you're drawn to will always begin to feel more familiar. Because the old reality was based on intensity, struggle, and linear cause and effect cycles. The new reality is based on flow, synchronicity, and quantum causality. That's why the old methods no longer work. Strategies that once propelled you forward now feel like a burden. This is where people get stuck. Because the mind fears uncertainty, it tries to cling to what is unraveling. You try to repair what's broken, to pick up what's fallen. But in the quantum realm, trying to revive the old is like pulling back energy. What seems like destruction to you is actually the dissolution of density, the natural shedding of unbearable burdens. If you try to forcibly fix them, you delay the leap, but if you allow them to dissolve, you accelerate it. Because the quantum realm works through entanglement, you are already bound to your future timeline. Everything you think, every emotion you feel, every step you take sends information there and shapes that reality. That's why the dissolution phase is so important. You're not just letting go of your past. You're sending the message, I'm ready for the new self. At this point, it's normal to experience an identity crisis. Things that once gave you meaning are no longer valid. Your job title, your social roles, even the personality traits that defined you for years. This isn't a loss, it's an expansion. It's the moment you begin to move beyond the labels that limit you. This expansion sometimes manifests itself in strange changes. Money may no longer motivate you. Success may not be as exciting as it used to be. The approval of others may not be as appealing as before. This isn't a sign of apathy. It's a natural consequence of your consciousness, moving beyond the frequency at which these motivations arose. The old timeline was based on the energy of competition and scarcity. The new timeline is based on abundance, cooperation, and the knowledge that you already have enough. As this frequency shift occurs, your old goals may begin to seem meaningless because your mind acts like an old mapping tool. Just as in physics, an electron only jumps to a higher orbit when it reaches a certain energy threshold, your jump happens when your frequency is perfectly aligned with the reality you are aiming for. Neither too early nor too late. This isn't a forced process. It's a state of alignment. That's why excessive effort often backfires. Forcing is trying to reconcile two incompatible realities. The quantum field responds to clear frequency, not effort. Sometimes a moment of crystal clear alignment opens more doors than weeks of frantic activity. And everything we're discussing today is just the surface of the quantum jump. If you hear an echo in these words, it means you're ready to explore the much deeper layers of the system. Beyond Frequencies, a comprehensive guide to mastering consciousness through transmission, takes you through 9 fundamental frequencies that transform you from someone in search to someone who effortlessly embodies it. If you've recently observed that certain elements have naturally disappeared, relationships, opportunities, even aspects of your personality, try this reframing method. Instead of asking, how can I get these back? Ask, in what space can I create this? Are you asking about them? Ask what kind of space this creates. This simple shift in questioning transforms your frequency from resistance to receptiveness. In quantum space, resistance is like static blocking your signal. Receptiveness creates a clear channel that magnetizes the already existing timeline. You are moving forward in accordance with your desires. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more you rush to speed up this phase, the longer it takes. Think of it as a necessary decompression chamber between your old self and your new self. In deep sea diving, ascending too quickly leads to decompression sickness. The same principle applies to spirituality. If you try to leap forward without integrating energetic shifts, your system will pull you back. Patience, trust, and presence are not passive states for achieving stability. They are active catalysts for transformation. The quantum field is constantly communicating with you at this stage, but not in the language you expect. It speaks subtly, not with grand gestures. Like a song playing at precisely the right moment, reflecting your inner state, it offers the insight you need. Numbers, symbols, and patterns repeatedly draw your attention. These are not coincidences. They are clues left by your future self, guiding you to the timeline where you already exist in your expanded form. If your life is currently half erased among decaying remnants, and you cannot see what is being built, it means you are exactly where you need to be. This is not a deviation, it is a launching pad. The dissonance you feel is like an energy, a vortex, preparing to propel you upward toward the reality that already exists in the quantum field. There are others ready for this transition as well. Your only responsibility is to stop clinging to the edge of the melting boat and trust the current of the rising boat. Because your soul already knows, your quantum leap isn't waiting for perfect timing. It's waiting for your perfect self. The moment you stop trying to repair the past and attune to what's to come, the space around you will align perfectly, and everything will change instantly, seamlessly, and inevitably. You might wonder why you question this. Just before the quantum leap occurs, your emotional world may feel unrecognizably amplified, as if every emotion you experience has shifted your sensitivity settings. Certainty is an absolute belief that something magnificent is about to happen. Then uncertainty creeps in. You may feel like you're conjuring up complex fantasies. This isn't emotional instability or spiritual confusion. It's the energetic signature of consciousness in transition. Neuroscientists explain that your brain works through predictive modeling, constantly generating mental previews of future events based on past data. While your higher self pulls you into the new reality, your subconscious remains attached to old programming. You try to run familiar software because it represents security and predictability. In quantum mechanics, this is a state of superposition where multiple possible realities exist simultaneously. You exist in both the old and the new timeline. You are trying to balance the reality you are living in with the new reality you are stepping into. Your emotions create oscillations between these realities. When you experience valleys of doubt after waves of excitement, it is not a regression. It is evidence that your energy is fluctuating between states as the field changes. The more intense the oscillation, the closer you are to collapse. Everything feels more intense because your internal navigation system is being recalibrated in real time. Every belief, memory, and attachment you carry determines whether it belongs to the new reality or is a relic from the past. Emotions are biochemical messengers of transformation. This signals to your body that you are moving into unknown territory. Your body's primary purpose is survival. Therefore, it tries to preserve what is familiar, even if it is incompatible. At this stage, you may notice yourself crying for no apparent reason, or laughing with disproportionate joy. These are not signs of instability, but signs of energetic cleansing. In your new timeline, old remnants can no longer exist. Ancient grief, suppressed emotions, forgotten dreams surface, waiting to be accepted and released. It's like a cosmic spring cleaning for your emotional body. Your attention is focused on this moment. If you approach these situations as obstacles, you strengthen the oscillation. If you treat them as data in your observations, you begin to balance your signal toward the reality you have chosen. From a spiritual perspective, intensifying emotions are a kind of beginning. The universe is essentially asking, can you maintain your frequency as the environment around you changes. Because the time period you are entering brings new experiences, challenges, and uncertainties. Your ability to remain consistent in the present moment is what will allow you to develop later. In this sense, emotional turmoil is not a test of failure. It is a training ground that improves your vibrational stability. Conscious neutrality accelerates the restoration of balance. When excitement reaches its peak, don't perceive it as the sole indicator of progress. When doubt arises, don't interpret it as a signal to retreat. Breathe knowing that both are temporary fluctuations. Imagine yourself within a much larger orbit in the calm center of the storm. Just like someone who calmly and steadily observes the changing weather conditions around them, unaffected by them. This level of emotional mastery is the signature of someone ready to collapse into the reality you desire. If your emotional world has been feeling like a roller coaster lately, understand this: you're not unbalanced, you're in motion. Space is adjusting itself to keep you on your chosen frequency. The more gracefully you move between the waves, the faster the oscillation will merge into a single solid reality. Soon, you won't be hovering between worlds. You'll be fully settled in the world you've summoned. Please take a moment to share in the comments below. What old patterns or beliefs are you consciously choosing to let go of as you step into this new timeline? Many people imagine the final test, before the quantum leap, as a process where the universe will reshape itself, as if a ruthless judge of the universe is waiting to judge them. But the reality is far more personal and empowering. It's not about the universe deciding whether to promote you or not. It's about your own subconscious doing the final system check and guiding you onto the right path. Unearth the last remnants of your old identity so you can consciously release them. Sometimes, you may encounter the same patterns you thought you'd long ago left behind. Triggers stemming from an old relationship, a recurring financial situation, scarcity programming you felt years ago, or a familiar wave of low self-esteem. These moments aren't cosmic punishment. They are mirrors reflecting the frequency you once lived at, presenting you with a definitive decision. Will you continue to live there? From a neuroscientific perspective, your brain prioritizes efficiency. It uses the most established neural pathways. The responses, beliefs, and behaviors you're accustomed to have been rehearsed countless times. On the cusp of a quantum leap, these neural patterns are still active, awaiting your final confirmation to maintain their dominance. The way to permanently reprogram this isn't by using force, but by embodying your new version. Every response you give at a higher frequency weakens the old pathway and strengthens the emerging one. In quantum terms, this is the collapse of the old wave of probability. Until you make a new choice, your two versions, one from the past and one from the alignment, will exist superimposed. The moment you move in harmony with your inner world, you erase the reality of your old self on your chosen timeline, and your new self becomes the only active frequency you radiate into space. The challenges that arise immediately before the transformation are felt intensely electrically. These represent the final point of transition between your past and future selves. In this final stage, you may notice the same types of people reappearing in your life, exhibiting similar dynamics in a new form. This is not the universe punishing you or implying that you haven't evolved. It's an opportunity to manifest your new frequency in real time. Each interaction is a point of choice. Will you respond from your old programming or from your evolved self? This space is essentially saying to you, show me who you are right now. Sometimes these tests come in the form of setbacks, financial difficulties, or unexpected relationship conflicts. These patterns don't mean your spiritual work isn't working. Rather, they are invitations to embody your new understanding at a deeper level. Spiritually, this stage is more like a sacred ceremony than a test. This is the moment you stand at the door holding the key to your new reality. All the door asks is that you respond with the frequency you've developed. Whether you respond with a scarcity or abundance mindset, with anger or compassion, it will lock you vibrationally into your new timeline. The space doesn't need to validate you. It simply reflects who you are right now. In this moment, existence itself is everything. Many people see these recurring difficulties as evidence of regression. If I'm still attracting this energy, I must be failing, they say. But the truth is, the emergence of these scenarios indicates that you've undergone enough change to clear them. You can't clear a space you haven't yet overcome. Becoming aware of these patterns and questioning whether you would react differently is almost the strongest indicator that you've reached your goal. Think of it like a flight simulator. Pilots receive turbulence training to maintain balance in the face of turbulence they encounter in real-world conditions. Your simulator sessions are the final test moments before a big jump. This offers you the opportunity to embody your new self under conditions that previously threw you off balance. Pass this test successfully. That is, respond from your elevated frequency, and you are not just imagining your new reality. You are living it now. If you are currently experiencing tension, setbacks, or the reappearance of figures from your past, do not automatically interpret this as stagnation. Instead, see it as the clearest sign that you are approaching the threshold of your leap. This is the moment when you need to maintain your alignment most strongly and act as if the leap has already happened. Because this is a very real moment of quantum interaction. In the comments section below, write these words: I choose the new. Let this be your quantum declaration that you are moving beyond the current timeline. A quantum leap rarely comes with a grand and dramatic moment. It is not accompanied by flashes of light and orchestral music like in the movies. A true quantum leap usually happens silently. You wake up one morning and realize that the anxiety that was consuming you has simply vanished. The issue you were obsessed with for months suddenly becomes insignificant. A conversation that devastated you last week no longer affects you. This change isn't announced with trumpets. It simply becomes part of your identity. Your mind accepts it naturally, and you don't need to think about it. That's why many people don't notice this leap. Yourself, living in your new reality, experiences it normally, not as a breakthrough. The quiet arrival usually begins with subtle changes in your preferences and reactions. Foods that once appealed to you no longer interest you. Music that used to affect you no longer does. Everything flattens out. Places that once felt home now feel foreign. These aren't signs of depression or detachment. These are signs of a frequency increase. Your system naturally gravitates towards things that match your new vibration and loses interest in things that used to be yours. You may revert to your old self, And you may also notice that some people slowly disappear from your life without dramatic conflicts or conscious decisions. Friendships that once felt indispensable now feel challenging. Conversations that used to energize you now drain you. The problem isn't the people. You're no longer vibrating on the same frequency. The quantum field automatically adjusts your social environment to match your new state of being. This silent arrival is the deepest affirmation you can receive. Once you are perfectly attuned to the frequency, there is nothing left to manifest. You simply exist. There is a profound stillness at this stage, the feeling that you have stopped chasing and begun to live. Paradoxically, this is often when you stop searching. Signs appear everywhere. Unexpected opportunities. People who appear at exactly the right moment. Guiding signs. The appeal here is to explore the space and trust the flow. Visualization or hesitation stems from assuming the leap will be dramatic. But drama belongs to the old timeline. The new timeline is about flow. Silent changes are often the most lasting because they occur at the level of identity. Instead of asking, "Did it work?" ask, "How can I fully live as this version of myself?" After that, every choice you make reinforces the reality you have jumped into. Every action becomes an expression of alignment, not a desperate attempt at change. That's when the quantum field responds with greater harmony, and new possibilities are added to your experience without you having to strive for them. If you expect your leap to feel like an explosion, pay attention to the subtle changes, the peaceful moments, mornings when you feel light, conversations that flow smoothly, a sudden clarity about decisions that used to paralyze you. These are signs of arrival. You are already in the new reality. Now your only task is to live there. When you subscribe to this channel, you are subscribing not just to the content, but to a frequency, a stream of consciousness, and a movement of consciousness that accepts reality as fluid and transformation as inevitable. The truth is, if you have stayed with me on this journey, it is no coincidence. You are receiving this message because you are already resonating with a higher timeline. You are already attuned to its frequency. You are the one who possesses what you desire. It's no longer about reaching a distant goal. You are there, now. It's about stabilizing, integrating, and expanding from a new foundation. In quantum terms, the leap you've made is this. This is just the beginning. The quantum field responds most strongly to consistency, not desire. And you've shown yourself that you can maintain that consistency long enough to create an entirely new reality around you. The next stage is to make this frequency your permanent dwelling place. This means not reverting to old patterns when life calms down. It means stopping testing whether the universe is still working and deeply connecting yourself to this new frequency. Your identity becomes unshakable. Remember, you're not here to force your life into a predetermined form. You're here to witness and attune to a reality that already contains everything you desire, with a naturalness that feels almost effortless. This is the grace of living in alignment with the quantum field. Throughout the coming week, perhaps every day, attune yourself to your own frequency by watching this broadcast as you begin your day. If someone in your life is ready for this understanding, share this video with them. When you share quantum consciousness concepts in this way, you help another soul awaken. This creates synchronized ripples that accelerate your own transformation. Write a single word in the comments summarizing the energy you choose to embody in the future. Let this be your energetic signature to the quantum field and the declaration of the frequency you now embrace as your home. See you in the next broadcast. Until then, stay in tune, stay in the moment, and trust in the quiet power of the leap you have already made. Now that you understand the quantum mechanics of your transformation, you are ready to explore what happens after the leap is complete. In my next video, I will explain the signs that confirm you have transitioned to your chosen timeline and successfully reached your new reality. Physics offers us a perfect metaphor. When an electron moves to a higher orbit, it absorbs a certain amount of energy, and upon reaching this threshold, it instantly transitions to a new state. There is no gradual transition. Your quantum leap occurs the moment your frequency perfectly matches the reality you are heading towards. There is no coercion or manipulation. It is sufficient to allow the old frequency to take its place. The new frequency needs to be completely released in order to establish itself. Why does excessive action at this stage often backfire? Because the urge to correct, prove, or force is proof that you are trying to merge two discordant realities. But effort works slower than alignment. The quantum field responds not to how intensely you work, but to how purely you resonate. A moment of crystal clear alignment is more effective than weeks of scattered activity. What we are learning today about quantum leaps is the surface layer of a much deeper understanding. If you feel the echo of these concepts and want to learn the entire system of conscious frequency transmission, I have prepared a comprehensive guide. Beyond Frequencies is a quantum guide to mastering consciousness. It takes you through 9 fundamental frequencies that transform you from someone seeking change to someone who effortlessly embodies change. The link is available in the pinned commentary. If you've noticed some things changing lately, relationships, opportunities, even aspects of your personality, try this reframing method. Instead of asking, "How can I bring these back?" ask, "What kind of field is this creating?" This simple change in questioning initiates the transformation. Your frequency shifts from resistance to receptiveness. In the quantum field, resistance creates static that distorts your signal. Receptiveness, on the other hand, creates a clear channel that magnetizes your pre-calibrated timeline to your desires. The paradox: the more you try to speed up this phase, the longer the process takes. Think of it as a necessary decompression chamber between your old self and your new self. In deep sea diving, ascending too quickly causes decompression sickness. Your body cannot adapt to the sudden change in pressure. The same principle applies in spirituality. If you make a breakthrough without integrating the energetic shifts, your system will automatically pull you back into balance. Therefore, patience, trust, and presence are active, not passive, catalysts for transformation. If you feel like your life is split in two, if you can't see what's being built amidst the remnants that no longer work, then you're exactly where you need to be. If this understanding settles in your consciousness, pause for a moment and consider, like this video, and subscribe to this frequency. Your participation ensures the message reaches others who are ready to receive it. You already know that your quantum leap doesn't wait for perfect timing. Perfection awaits you. And the moment you stop trying to repair the past and begin to attune to what's to come, the space around you will align perfectly. That's when everything changes instantly. This process, occurring flawlessly and inevitably, will make you wonder why you questioned it before. Just before the quantum leap occurs, your emotional world may feel unrecognizably amplified, as if someone has altered the sensitivity of every emotion. What you experience is this. One moment, you are absolutely convinced something is about to happen, and you are filled with excitement. The next moment, uncertainty sets in, perhaps leading you to believe you're indulging in exaggerated fantasies. This isn't emotional instability, it's spiritual turmoil. This is the energetic signature of consciousness in transition. Neuroscientists explain that your brain works through predictive modeling, generating mental previews of future events based on past data. While your higher self pulls you in, your subconscious remains attached to old programming and runs familiar software because it represents security and predictability. In quantum mechanics, this is superposition. Multiple possible realities exist simultaneously. You exist in both timelines. One is the old timeline. The other is the new timeline you're stepping into. Your emotions create oscillations between these realities. When you experience waves of excitement, the valleys of doubt that follow aren't regression. They're evidence of your energy fluctuating between states. The more intense the oscillation, the closer you get to collapse, until one timeline becomes your only reality. This explains why the emotional turmoil preceding a quantum leap often feels overwhelming. Everything feels more intense because your internal orientation system is being recalibrated in real time. Every belief, memory, and attachment you hold is scanned by consciousness. Does it belong to this new reality, or is it a relic from the past? This process is inherently emotional because emotions are the biochemical messengers of transformation. This signals to your body that you are moving into unknown territory. Your body's primary purpose is survival. This often means preserving what is familiar, even if it is incompatible. The biggest mistake people make is interpreting doubt as proof of failure. If I were really approaching my quantum leap, I wouldn't be so afraid. But this doesn't mean the plane isn't flying. Turbulence indicates you're passing through atmospheric layers requiring navigation adjustments. Your emotions are adjusting to an altitude you've never experienced before. Learning to flow with these currents instead of resisting fear will make your journey smoother. Transformative perspective. Instead of classifying your emotions as positive or negative, recognize them as energy signatures. Joy, anticipation, fear, uncertainty. They are all energy currents flowing through your field. None of them are wrong. They simply indicate where your attention is currently focused. If you react by blocking them, you amplify the oscillation. If you observe them as data, you begin to stabilize your signal towards your chosen reality. Spiritually, concentrated emotions are a kind of beginning. The universe asks, can you maintain your frequency even as the environment around you changes? Because the timeline you're entering will change. New experiences present challenges and uncertainties. Your ability to remain consistent in the present moment will ensure your later development. In this sense, emotional turmoil is not a failure, but a training ground that increases your vibrational energy. The practice that accelerates achieving stability, conscious neutrality. When excitement reaches its peak, don't perceive it as the sole indicator of progress. When doubt arises, don't interpret it as a signal to retreat. Approach both situations with breath. Imagine yourself as the calm center of the storm, knowing these are temporary fluctuations. Observe the changing weather conditions around you with stability and steadfastness. The level of emotional mastery is the signature of someone who is about to reach the reality they desire. If your emotional world has recently felt like it's been on a roller coaster, know that you are not unstable. You are in motion. The space is adjusting itself to ensure you remain on the frequency of your chosen timeline. The more gracefully you navigate the waves, the faster the oscillation will merge into a single, solid reality. Soon, you will no longer be oscillating between two timelines. Subscribe to the channel to see you in the next video.